So I'm down at Francois shop down in Connecticut where we have an engine stand to do this engine installation or rather assembly. And we're getting close on this 250 engine. This is out of a GTE that the customer is over on the West Coast, but he sent us this engine to rebuild and we're getting pretty close. I mean, this is the kind of like the fun parts of engine rebuilding is getting all the details right. You know, there are a couple little things that are not right, like the downpipe should be aluminum, but a customer had already powder coated, he just kind of wanted to leave it like that. But we're trying to do all the other details, like the little brackets, like these brackets are correct with all the acorn nuts. We got the correct special shouldered nuts and tall, long nuts on the bottom. We're doing the carburetors are redone and all ready to go, really nice. We have all the correct acorn nuts. A couple little things I'm waiting on. I got to get this one acorn nut's a special acorn nut. These are the correct ones for the intake manifolds, but we got this one that we're just putting, some of the fasteners are putting in for now just to seal things up because we're sealing it and making sure that everything's tight. This is not a Fram filter. It is a Fram filter that we're having in place or rather one from another car that we had that we just put on there just to keep stuff and dirt from falling in there, or at least dust from getting in there while we're doing the engine. I'm working on the fan. There's a pulley fan assembly that I'm trying to get seals and bearings for that I have to do, and then eventually we'll put the key in on this front pulley and get that going. That's the water pump down below. Let's see what else. I've got to work on, we just painted some of the block just to get it cleaned up after it was assembled. So that's why you see a little bit of overspray on the newspaper just to get things neatened up and everything. It was painted and then painted again just to make it look nice and fresh as we put everything together. Valve covers are on. Next step today is to do the stands, because today's job, after getting we need to get the right wave washers and small nuts to hold the carbs in, to put the linkages. There's a rod that I have to put in and line everything up and get all the linkages to the carbs. I'll get that done in a few minutes and I'll be back. I wanted to show the special M8 nuts that go for the carburetors. Normally they would be 13 millimeters, but these are 12 millimeters, just to make note of that. So the rest of the engine's coming together pretty nicely. I put the ignition wires in, and the owner went ahead and installed them first, the wires in, but they ended up a little short. So unfortunately, when I pulled out the extra to run it in, it kind of looked really bad up at the top of the distributor. Normally I like to install these with it on the car so you can get the lengths right. Usually they look a lot better than that when I do them. The rest of the car, the linkages on the carburetors are all set up. I had to get the lengths right, get everything in there so that everything moves nice and smoothly. That's looking pretty good with the black oxide finishes. Got the generator hung. I've got the fuel rail installed, and all the little nuts and linkages and everything all installed correctly. Like I said, there's a lot of little finishes from black oxide, white cad, natural finishes, brass and nickel, but it's all coming together pretty nicely.